I'm bitching about people still bitching about vaccination.
Okay.
No, seriously. I mean, why are you still bitching about being vaccinated? Why don't you just go and vaccinate? I mean, those are the people who are holding everybody back. I mean, we vaccinate our children, or else they're not going to get into public schools. And those people are still bitching about, like, oh, the vaccine has a microchip or it's going to kill you. And like, if you look at the numbers, despite the Delta variant, and the virus didn't go anywhere, and yet only 50% of the people are vaccinated, and still we have a decline in numbers of coronavirus cases. So it works, and still people are bitching about it and don't want to be vaccinated. And I'm not like a guy who's a big fan of authoritarian decisions, but I think really we should have this kind of vaccine passport. You're not going to travel unless you have a vaccination card or a vaccination passport, because I can't travel anywhere because I have to get like a PCR test every 3 days if I want to go to multiple countries. I know it's like a first world country that I want to travel, but enough already. Go get vaccinated. The kind of conspiracy theories that we've been through this whole year about, oh, there's going to be a chip there. People would rather believe a guy like David Icke, who is a conspiracy theorist in England, who actually perpetuates the theory that we are being ruled by a race of alien lizards, than going to get a vaccination. This is ridiculous.
The lizard thing, I mean, does have some credence.
No.
The changeling. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Mount Shasta, but I mean,
but what? By the way, the whole thing about like being so racist against lizards. By the way, lizards have been like, look at lizards. I mean, one of those lizards have been talking to us every single day, trying to convince us that 15 minutes can save 15% on car insurance every single day. What's wrong with lizards? We have a live lizard. There's nothing wrong with lizards. I mean, the whole thing about like lizard phobia is just absurd.
No, I'm not convinced that lizards wouldn't do a better job at running our government than
I'm already saving tons of money on car insurance because of them. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be so sure that lizards aren't already running our government. Let's put it that way. So,
I mean, look at Mitch McConnell.
Oh, we did lose Donald Rumsfeld this week. I don't know why that came to mind. But go ahead.
King Lizard.
Yes.
Yeah, look, you have to get vaccinated to travel anyway, outside of COVID. So the idea that people are still on about it is like, nah. But then again, I also believe people don't travel. I think every American should have, obviously, 4-day work week, but also one trip every 5 years abroad. That's it. Expand your horizons, go to the socialist country you're actually afraid of. It's actually kind of nice. They've got great pina coladas. Cuba's lovely. There's healthcare. If something happens to you, you get treated. You don't have to pay anything. That's what I think generally. But that's good to bitch about. I've been doing indoor comedy. I'm sure you have too, Bassem. And you're like, you don't really want to ask the crowd if they're vaccinated because you don't really want the honest answer.
No, but you see, they don't get vaccinated. But then when you ask them, anybody here not vaccinated, they will not say I'm not vaccinated because they're scared. So they will just like spread their viruses and conspiracy theories otherwise.
Does that seem weird to you? Okay, last thing on this. Does it seem weird to you? Because yes, we've gotten incredible unfettered access to the vaccine as Americans, whereas the rest of the world still struggling. And I've got my vaccine, card ready to go, like in my wallet, like, oh man, you want to, I'm just like waiting for somebody. And instead they're like, no, I need your ID so you to see if you're 21 to get into this bar. You can only spread COVID in here if you're over 21.
Yeah.
And I think that's so weird because it is so uniquely American of being allergic to any kind of what appears to be government oversight. That like we have this access, but yet we can't even fucking like flex it because nobody is allowed to, and nobody is. Even private businesses aren't checking.
No, this is the most hypocritical thing about those people bitching about government oversight. They will bitch about government oversight in medical care or in schools or whatever. Oh, get the government out of my business. And yet they are big supporters of police and army and troops, which is government. They would like love to have like the government spend more than 66% of the American budget every year on defense. But that's not government oversight. Let's keep safe. So it's very hypocritical. It's terrible.
100%. All right. Well, we got to move on. What's up?
No, it's ridiculous. And Bassem's point about if your kids go to school, they've got to get, there's a whole series of vaccinations they have to protect the other children. And it's just absurd. And, the only thing that, the only mitigating factor about this is that in May anyways, according to the AP, of the 18,000 people that died, only 150 were vaccinated. And so it is, at the very least, even if we are, as adults, we're exposed to the Delta variant, it is more than likely not going to have a big impact, particularly if you're under the age of 65 or 75. But it is, it's still a danger to the kids to some extent. And, my 8-year-old cannot get vaccinated at this point. So it's really,
yeah, absolutely. I won't say what I want to say about long-term COVID effects. I'm like, I don't want long-term COVID effects. Also, erectile dysfunction, y'all.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the Bitchuation Room podcast live stream. And while you're here, why don't you just subscribe to this channel? I promise it'll be good.